Hello, you beautiful viewers. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for doing me the favor of subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment. I was asked to beg you guys for that, and I'm going to keep on doing it. A while back, we had an interview with a CS player. You might know him. His name is Rush. He's one of the best all time for North American Counter-Strike, and he sat down for a segment that I thought was very cool, giving praise to OpTic HecZ, one of his former owners and bosses, as he was with OpTic during the golden era of CS. And here is why he says HecZ was the best esports owner he's ever worked for.
We like had all these stand-ins and people playing for us, and it was like we played so bad, but he never really said anything bad. Like HecZ is, I don't want to speak like down about my past owners or anything like that, but HecZ, I'm sorry, but he's like the best I've had. Just like I've said this before in other interviews, but he came to the house, like the CS:GO house, like every day. Whether it be for like groceries, just to see us, because I was living with just me and Mixwell at the time. It was a little, depressing because no one else came, but whatever. Like it was just us two just hanging out in a, $1 million+ mansion, whatever. I know it sounds like, wow, what a life. He's complaining about living in a mansion, but when you're like isolated from society, it is kind of sad. But he came and would bring us out to dinners, to like breakfast, to just hang out, literally just to see us. And I have like flashbacks of being like playing FP all night and just being like sleeping to 1 p.m. and hearing a yo yo from HecZ like with his vlog camera. I'm just like, please don't film me. But now it's like I think back, I'm like, fuck, what a good guy. Like honestly, like.
And I love talking to pro players like this and seeing these clips, because if you guys don't know me by now, I usually take a 60-second clip and I think way too hard about it. But if you guys have any other pro players or streamers that maybe want to do interviews, let me know. I'm always down, because I remember this peak time of CS, and it brings up such a great talking point of other owners doing this maybe too. HecZ saying, hey man, you don't need to win, but if you're not winning, you got to make content. You got to either be winning or you got to be making content. You can't be doing neither. Is like, it's such a typical HecZ line, because if you know OpTic Gaming, I think they are probably my prime example of how to do content within an esport itself. I think OpTic have the perfect grasp and footholds in a game like Call of Duty. The content they do surrounding their team and the game itself, I think, is what other esports organizations should be doing around other games. I would say G2, League of Legends, does a great job. Other esports teams are doing amazing jobs. Don't get me wrong. But I think inside of Call of Duty specifically, what OpTic is doing content-wise and what they used to do with some of their older rosters like Counter-Strike, I miss those days of esports, because I truly attached myself to the lineup, to the players individually, because of their content, which further extends itself to his point like, hey man, you don't got to be winning, but if you're not winning, you're making content with the team. Because regardless of whether or not OpTic was winning, even before they were, I was following the team. I was following OpTic. Are you guys following me right now, or am I a crazy person just talking to a goddamn camera about esports teams? And so I thought it was so interesting, because we also talked about on this channel, I think I still have one video to go out about OpTic HecZ, but recently talking about, hey, I need my players streaming. I need my players making content. And this is no nudge at OpTic, but OpTic don't win too many titles. It's very difficult to win a title in an esport to begin with, but they don't have to, because they're making so much content. They have such a big brand and content. They can do well in esports, but they don't always have to be winning. And some other esports teams out there, like, you don't hear about them unless they're winning, because they have no content. So I just thought it was really cool to see how Rush saw that and was like, yeah, he didn't put any pressure on us, although ultimately you got to win eventually, right? And then they still, because they had no pressure, OpTic goes on to win a couple of events. And I would say one of the other great NA eras, maybe not an era, but an NA streak for CS, was OpTic winning their things. And they had that little stamp in time in Counter-Strike, along with all the great content to look back on. So what do you guys think about this? Thanks to Rush for the interview. Of course, it was a great time. And until next time, take care of yourselves, all right? Do me a favor, hydrate today, maybe go outside, hug somebody. I don't know. I'll see you back here next time. Take care.